Okay, if you run a small business, you know this feeling. One minute, everything is humming along perfectly, and the next, boom, a critical system is down. It's incredibly frustrating, it costs you money, and it feels like a problem that just keeps coming back. So today, let's actually break this down and find a smarter path forward for your business.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach when the main server crashes or the network just goes dark. All of a sudden, your entire operation just grinds to a halt. It's not just a little annoyance, it's a full-blown business emergency.
But what if you could flip that script? What if instead of constantly putting out fires and reacting to problems, you could actually get ahead of them? Well, that's the core idea we're diving into. How to transform that constant nagging IT pain into a reliable, predictable, and yes, repeatable win for your company.
To get rid of this headache, you first have to understand that there are really two fundamental ways to think about IT support. Most businesses fall into one of these two camps, and honestly, a lot of the time they don't even realize there's another option.
So, first up, you've got the classic break-fix model. This is basically the call the fire department when the house is already on fire approach. Your printer dies, you call a tech. Your server goes down, you call for help. You only pay when there's a problem, which on the surface feels like you're saving money. But, and this is a big but, the true cost is often hidden.
The other way is the managed services model. Now, think of this less like a fire department and more like a fire prevention system. Here, you pay a predictable monthly fee to a provider whose job it is to constantly monitor, update, and maintain your systems to stop problems before they even start. Their goal is to keep you up and running, not to cash in on your catastrophes.
So let's be super clear here. This isn't just about different ways to pay. We're talking about two totally different mindsets for managing the technology that your business depends on. It's the difference between reacting to a crisis versus proactively building a stable foundation. And the trade-offs become incredibly clear when you just put them side by side. With break-fix, your costs are all over the place. With managed services, they're predictable. Response time? With break-fix, you're basically waiting in line. Managed services usually comes with a guaranteed response time. And maybe most importantly, look at risk. In the break-fix world, all the risk of downtime is 100% on you. With managed services, the provider is sharing in that responsibility. Okay, so let's dig into those hidden consequences a little more. Because the choice you make here doesn't just mess with your IT budget, it has a direct, real-world impact on your company's risk profile and its ability to actually grow. Just let that number sink in for a second. For a small or medium-sized business, a single hour of downtime can cost more than $5,000. We're talking lost productivity, lost sales, lost customer trust. This is the massive financial risk you're carrying around with a purely reactive IT model. And don't think this is some rare thing that won't happen to you. Over half, 60% of small businesses have been blindsided by surprise IT bills that completely torpedo their budgets. That emergency server replacement or that critical data recovery job can wipe out your profits in the blink of an eye. So how does the math actually stack up? Well, a break-fix tech might charge, say, $150 an hour. A really serious problem could easily take them 10, maybe 20 hours to fix. Suddenly you're looking at a bill for a few grand plus all the money you lost while you were down. Compare that to a managed services plan, which gives you a predictable monthly cost per person that covers pretty much everything. And this difference has a huge impact on your growth too. As you hire new people, a managed services provider just seamlessly adds them to the system. They also give you access to enterprise-level tools and expertise that would be crazy expensive to get on your own. It helps you stay competitive. Okay, so we've laid out the differences, the pros, the cons. Now for the most important part, figuring out which approach is the right strategic fit for your business, right where you are today. This is the key question, right? It's not about one model being universally better. It's about which model aligns with your company's size, how sensitive your data is, and what your goals are for the future. A pretty simple way to decide is just by looking at your team size and your compliance needs. If you're a really small shop, maybe under 10 people, with low compliance worries, the simplicity of break-fix might actually work just fine for you. But as soon as you start to grow past that, or if you begin handling sensitive customer data, the scale tips heavily toward managed services to manage all that new complexity and risk. So if you've been looking at that chart and thinking, maybe it's time for a change, what's next? Let's build a clear, simple action plan. I promise it's not intimidating, it's just about doing a little homework. Here's your starting checklist. First, you gotta know your numbers. What are you really spending on IT right now, including all those surprise emergency fixes? Then just double check your team size and any data rules you need to follow. After that, just start talking to people. Ask for demos. See what's out there.
Let's break that down into 4 solid steps. 1. Do a quick audit of your current setup. 2. Research some providers, especially ones who know your industry. 3. Create a realistic budget, comparing what you pay now to their proposals. And 4, this is a great one, see if you can do a pilot program. Test their service with just one department before you commit the whole company.
So at the end of the day, this whole conversation goes way beyond just fixing broken computers. It's about making a strategic choice, a choice that will either hold your business back with unpredictable risks or propel it forward with a stable, secure, and scalable foundation for technology. And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. Do you see your technology as just another line item on an expense report, a cost center to be minimized, or do you see it as a strategic asset that, when you manage it the right way, can actively drive your company's success and its future growth? Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.